Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Thrive After 60 Plus. I'm so glad you're here today because we're diving into something that's incredibly important for so many of us gentlemen as we age gracefully. Let me start with a question that might hit close to home. Have you ever found yourself getting up 2, 3, or even more times in the middle of the night just to use the bathroom? Or maybe you've noticed your stream isn't as strong as it used to be, or there's a bit of hesitation when you go. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and it's often tied to prostate health, which becomes a bigger deal after 60. You see, the prostate is that small, walnut-sized gland below the bladder that plays a key role in our reproductive system earlier in life. But as we get older, it can start to enlarge. This condition, called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, affects about half of men by age 60 and up to 90% by age 85. It's not cancer, though we'll touch on risks, but it can lead to frustrating symptoms like frequent urination, urgency, leaks, or even trouble sleeping through the night. And let's be real, these changes can make you feel less confident, disrupt your daily routine, and even strain relationships. But here's the empowering part. While aging is inevitable, how we care for our prostate isn't set in stone. Simple daily habits can make a huge difference in keeping things functioning smoothly, reducing inflammation, and lowering risks of more serious issues like prostate cancer, which is the second most common cancer in men over 65. Today, I'm excited to walk you through 5 daily habits that seniors should never ignore for optimal prostate health. These aren't just random tips. They're rooted in science, from how our hormones shift with age to the way lifestyle choices impact cell health and blood flow. We'll explore each one in depth, breaking down the physiology behind why it matters, sharing practical steps you can start today, and even a couple of real-life stories to show how these changes have transformed lives. By the end, you'll feel more in control of your body, with insights into how things like diet, movement, and stress play into those age-related changes. Whether you're dealing with symptoms now or just want to stay ahead, this could be a game changer. So grab a cup of green tea, spoiler, it's great for your prostate, and let's get started on habit number 1. Number 1, nourish your body with prostate-friendly foods every day. Hey, you know how they say you are what you eat? Well, when it comes to your prostate after 60, that couldn't be truer. Let's talk about why loading up on the right foods daily is a habit you absolutely can't skip. Physiologically, as we age, our prostate cells are more prone to inflammation and growth due to hormonal shifts, specifically an increase in dihydrotestosterone, a byproduct of testosterone that stimulates prostate enlargement. This can squeeze the urethra, leading to those pesky urinary issues. But here's where diet comes in. Certain foods are packed with antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, and nutrients that combat oxidative stress, balance hormones, and even inhibit DHT production. Take lycopene, for example, a powerful antioxidant found in tomatoes and watermelon. Studies from places like Johns Hopkins show that men with higher lycopene intake have a lower risk of prostate cancer and slower BPH progression because it neutralizes free radicals that damage prostate cells. Cruciferous veggies like broccoli and cauliflower contain sulforaphane, which detoxifies carcinogens and reduces inflammation at the cellular level. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish like salmon help regulate prostaglandins, hormone-like substances that can fuel prostate growth if out of balance. And don't forget zinc-rich foods like nuts and seeds. Zinc is concentrated in the prostate and supports immune function to fight off infections that could worsen symptoms. On the flip side, a diet high in red meat, processed foods, and dairy can spike insulin like growth factor 1, promoting cell proliferation in the prostate. Harvard research links excessive red meat to a 12 to 20% higher risk of advanced prostate cancer, thanks to heterocyclic amines formed during high-heat cooking. So shifting to a Mediterranean-style diet, emphasizing plants, healthy fats, and lean proteins, can cut inflammation by up to 30% per studies, improving blood flow and hormone metabolism. Let me share a relatable example. Meet Jason, a 72-year-old retired teacher who noticed his bathroom trips were doubling at night, leaving him exhausted and irritable during the day. He ignored it at first, thinking it was just old age, but after a checkup revealed mild BPH, he revamped his meals. Jason started ignoring those steak dinners and instead made daily salads with tomatoes, spinach, and a drizzle of olive oil plus grilled salmon twice a week. Within months, his symptoms eased, fewer nighttime wakes, and a stronger flow. It wasn't magic, it was his body responding to better nutrition, reducing that prostate swelling. So how can you make this habit stick? Start simple. Aim for at least 5 servings of fruits and veggies daily. Think a tomato-based sauce on whole grain pasta for dinner or berries in your morning oatmeal. Swap red meat for fish or plant proteins like beans 3 times a week. Sip green tea daily. Its catechins block DHT. And track it. Use a journal to note what you eat and how you feel. It's empowering, right? Does this sound like a change you could try? What one food are you excited to add to your plate this week? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that button and turn on the bell. Now let's transition smoothly to our next habit, because what you do with your body matters just as much as what you put in it. Number 2, get moving with daily physical activity. All right, friend, if you're sitting there thinking exercise at my age, I get it, but hear me out. Making time for daily movement is one of the most powerful habits for prostate health after 60, and skipping it could mean missing out on real protection. Let's break down the science. As we age, our metabolism slows, and fat accumulation, especially around the belly, can boost estrogen levels while lowering testosterone, fueling prostate enlargement. Chronic inflammation from inactivity also damages prostate tissue, and poor circulation means less oxygen and nutrients reach the gland, worsening symptoms like urinary urgency. Research from the American Cancer Society shows that men who exercise moderately for at least 150 minutes a week have a 30 to 50% lower risk of prostate cancer and better management of BPH. Why? Movement regulates hormones by reducing insulin resistance, which otherwise spikes IGF-1 and promotes cell growth. It also lowers C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation, by up to 25%. Aerobic activities like walking improve blood flow to the pelvic area, helping flush toxins and support erectile function, which can dip with prostate issues. Strength training builds muscle, aiding weight control and boosting endorphins for overall well-being. Psychologically, exercise combats the stress and anxiety that often accompany prostate symptoms. Think that worry about leaks during a golf game. It releases feel-good chemicals like serotonin, helping you feel more in control. Lifestyle-wise, it's about integrating it seamlessly, not overhauling everything. For actionable tips, start with 30 minutes a day of brisk walking, maybe a morning stroll in the park to get that vitamin D boost too. Add resistance bands or bodyweight squats twice a week to strengthen your core and pelvis. Swim or cycle if joints are an issue. They're low impact but effective for circulation. Track your steps with a simple app, aiming for 7,000, 10,000 daily, and pair it with something enjoyable like listening to podcasts to make it a habit you look forward to. You might feel this energy shift too. More vitality, fewer aches. Does getting active every day feel doable for you? What's your favorite way to move? Share in the comments how you'll sneak in more activity this week. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that button and turn on the bell. Speaking of feeling better, our next habit ties right in. It's all about keeping things flowing smoothly. Number 3, stay hydrated the smart way throughout the day. You might be surprised how something as basic as drinking water can impact your prostate, but after 60, ignoring proper hydration is a habit that can sneak up and cause real trouble. Let's dive into why this matters physiologically. The prostate surrounds the urethra, and when it's enlarged, which happens due to age-related DHT buildup, it can obstruct urine flow. Dehydration thickens urine, irritating the bladder and prostate, potentially leading to infections or stones that inflame the gland further. On the flip side, overhydrating, especially at night, increases nocturia, disrupting sleep and raising stress hormones like cortisol, which can exacerbate inflammation. Science backs this balance. Studies in the Journal of Urology show that adequate hydration, about 6 to 8 glasses a day, dilutes urine, reducing the risk of urinary tract infections by 50%, which are more common in men with BPH. Water helps flush bacteria and supports kidney function, indirectly protecting the prostate. But timing is key. Drinking most fluids earlier prevents those midnight trips, as gravity and reduced antidiuretic hormone at night make the bladder fill faster. Psychologically, consistent hydration boosts mood and energy, countering the fatigue from poor sleep due to prostate issues. Lifestyle-wise, it's about mindful sipping, not chugging. Avoid caffeine and alcohol later in the day, as they act as diuretics, irritating the bladder. Here's a story to illustrate. Take Robert, a 68-year-old golfer who was dealing with constant urgency and weak streams, making his games miserable. He was skimping on water to avoid bathroom breaks, but that only worsened his symptoms. Dehydration led to a UTI that flared his prostate. After advice from his doc, Robert committed to 8 glasses daily, front-loaded before 6 p.m., and cut evening coffee. Soon his flow improved, infections cleared, and he was back on the course feeling confident. Small change, big win. Practical tips: aim for 64 ounces of water daily, more if active, but taper off after dinner. Infuse with lemon for flavor and added vitamin C, which fights inflammation. Set reminders on your phone for sips every hour. Monitor urine color, pale yellow is ideal. And if symptoms persist, chat with your doctor about fluid needs based on meds or conditions. You might feel this too: thirstier days leading to better comfort. Ever noticed how hydration affects your day? What's your hydration routine like? Tell me in the comments one tip you'll try for smarter sipping. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that button and turn on the bell. Now, building on that flow, let's strengthen the muscles that support it all in our next habit. Number 4, strengthen your pelvic floor with daily exercises. If you've ever felt a sudden urge or a little leak when you cough or laugh, this habit is for you. Daily pelvic floor exercises, or Kegels, are a must for prostate health after 60, and overlooking them means missing a simple way to regain control. Let's unpack the physiology. The pelvic floor muscles support the bladder and prostate, but with age they weaken due to reduced testosterone, leading to poor urethral closure and symptoms like dribbling or incomplete emptying. After prostate surgery, if needed, weak muscles can worsen incontinence. But Kegels contract these muscles, increasing strength and endurance, improving blood flow to the area, and reducing pressure on the prostate. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that men doing Kegels daily see a 50 to 70% improvement in urinary symptoms within weeks, as they enhance sphincter control and reduce bladder overactivity. Psychologically, this builds confidence, no more worrying about accidents during social outings. Lifestyle integration is easy. They're discreet and take minutes. How will you fit Kegels into your routine? Comment below, I bet it'll inspire others. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that button and turn on the bell. Finally, let's wrap up the habits with one that ties everything together: caring for your mind and rest. Number 5, prioritize stress management and quality sleep. Daily, last but definitely not least, let's talk about a habit that's often overlooked but crucial for prostate health after 60, making stress reduction and good sleep non-negotiable parts of your day. You might feel this too, the weight of worries amplifying physical discomforts. Physiologically, chronic stress spikes cortisol, which disrupts hormone balance, increasing DHT and inflammation in the prostate, accelerating BPH or cancer risk. Poor sleep fragments hormone regulation like melatonin that protects cells, and raises sympathetic nervous system activity, tightening pelvic muscles and worsening urinary symptoms. Studies from Harvard link high stress to a 20 to 30% higher prostate cancer progression rate, while 7 to 9 hours of sleep nightly cuts inflammation markers by 15%. Quality rest repairs DNA damage in prostate cells, and stress busters like meditation lower blood pressure, improving pelvic circulation. Psychologically, this habit fosters resilience, reducing anxiety about symptoms that can create a vicious cycle. Lifestyle-wise, it's about small rituals. Wind down with no screens an hour before bed, aiming for consistent sleep times. Practice 10 minutes of mindfulness or deep breathing daily to calm the mind. Tips: create a bedtime routine, herbal tea, light reading, meditate using apps like Calm, focusing on breath to ease tension, journal gratitude to shift from stress. Nap if needed but short. Avoid heavy meals late. Track sleep with a wearable to spot patterns. You'll wake feeling refreshed with better control. Actionable tips: identify the muscles by stopping urine mid-flow. Squeeze for 5 seconds, relax for 5, repeat 10 to 20 times. 3 sets daily while driving, watching TV, or in bed. Progress to holding 10 seconds as you get stronger. Combine with deep breathing for relaxation. Track progress in a notebook, noting fewer urges, and consult a physical therapist if needed for biofeedback. It's empowering, isn't it? Does this sound like something you've tried? What stresses you most and how might you tackle it? Share one stress buster you'll try in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that button and turn on the bell. There you have it, my friends. The 5 daily habits that can truly transform your prostate health after 60. Nourishing with prostate-friendly foods. Getting moving every day. Hydrating smartly. Strengthening your pelvic floor, and prioritizing stress management with quality sleep. We've seen how these tie into the body's changes, from hormonal shifts driving enlargement to inflammation fueling symptoms, and how simple actions rooted in science can empower you to feel better, sleep sounder, and live more fully. Take a moment to reflect. What stood out to you today? Maybe it's realizing that a daily walk could ease those nighttime trips, or how tomatoes might be your new best friend. Whatever it is, you're taking a positive step just by watching and learning. If this video helped, give it a thumbs up. It means the world and helps others find it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and turn on the bell so you don't miss our next one on boosting bone health after 60. In the comments, share one thing you learned or a habit you'll try this week. I read every one and love connecting with you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of Thrive After 60 Plus. Stay strong, stay healthy, and I'll see you soon.